China is known for its astounding bridges and architecture. These have been a symbol of Chinese civilization since ancient times. Can you guess what the latest addition to this grand collection is? I'm pretty sure you can tell from the title. A massive tunnel that's going to be the longest submarine high-speed railway in the world. This mega infrastructure is said to be an engineering marvel that'll put the Americans' engineers to shame. Before we get into the video, be sure to head down and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. China has been second to none in its impressive infrastructure construction. The massive development of roads and bridges has skyrocketed over the past few decades. Many of the longest bridges in the world are located in China, and most of these solve very prominent problems that arise in the country. So when the need for a link or connection between Zhoushan and Ningbo arose, the planning for constructing China's first ever underwater tunnel for high-speed trains began. An undersea tunnel is a tunnel that's either partly or wholly constructed under the sea or an estuary. Usually, they're built where building a bridge or operating a ferry link is not practical. They're also commonly used to provide a little bit of relief to overworked ferry links or bridges. The planning and technical study on this tunnel went on for 2 years, after which construction began, and estimates were made public. The offshore drilling was finished in May 2020 in Zhejiang's eastern region. Engineering drilling began in 2019, but the building projects were put on hold because of the coronavirus. By August 2020, the construction took off after getting the green light from authorities. The tunnel will connect the Zhoushan Islands in Zhejiang province with the city of Ningbo, crossing Jintang Island. The two are separated by the HANGZHOU Bay, an area in the East China Sea. When you travel by car from Ningbo to Zhoushan, it'll take about 1 hour and 30 minutes over the Ningbo Sea Bridge. Reportedly, this tunnel will be 16.2 kilometers or 10 miles in length and will cut down the travel time between the two places from 90 minutes to 30 minutes once the train hits these high-speed rail tracks. It'll take 1 hour and 20 minutes to go from Hangzhou, the provincial capital of Zhejiang, to Zhoushan. When this rail opens to the public, it'll replace the Beijing-Guangzhou high-speed railway as the world's longest high-speed railway currently in operation. There are also reports stating that this will be the world's first underwater vacuum tunnel for high-speed trains. The estimated cost for this mega project is 27 billion yuan, which is around $4 billion US. Once construction begins, it's planned to take about 6 years to build this tunnel. This means that construction could be wrapped up by the year 2026 at the earliest. These numbers are nearly impossible to achieve, and yet China has decided to make the impossible possible, leaving the rest of the world in shock. China Railway SANYUAN Survey and Design Group, a division of China Railway Construction Corporation, designed and created the plans for the new railroad routes. It's quite extraordinary how the Chinese only need 6 years and 27 billion yuan to build the longest undersea high-speed rail system in the whole world, when even an ordinary railway takes years to build. This shows the strength of Chinese engineers and the workforce. Want to know how they plan on achieving this? Keep watching to find out. The choice to construct the 14-meter diameter tunnel with a maximum depth of 78 meters using an 11-kilometer-long undersea shield was made, and the construction difficulty of this is extreme. While excavating every meter, new difficulties arise and must be overcome. In general, tunneling shields, tunnel boring machines, and immersed tubes are used to construct underwater tunnels. They sit on the bottom of rivers or oceans or are deeply buried in the earth. To prevent collapse, the tunnels are typically buried beneath stone. As this includes subsea tunnel construction, the implementation of multi-section tunnel entrance docking is used. This is the most difficult construction method as it involves the longest tunnel section length. The oldest method of tunneling, the cut-and-covered method, will be used along with the shield method and mining method. The cut-and-covered method will be used on the shore where the land is soft. The foundation for the structure will be laid right after excavation, and then the structure will be built on top. For the places where the seabed is very hard, this method would be useless. This is where the shield method is to be used. This is used in watered-down muddy places where the shield as a whole moves forward to excavate. The machine supports the surrounding rocks with its shell and, at the same time, keeps moving forward with the excavation. There will be a conveyor belt through which the soil, mud, and gravel move toward the outside of the cave. The immersed tube method is very common and effective. The tunnel section is built beforehand and is dropped into the sea where the particular section of the tunnel is supposed to go. Due to the weight of the tube, it'll be immersed. After this, it's joined to the rest of the tunnel. The natural environmental conditions could affect these estimates of construction significantly. The most advanced Chinese technology for construction can only withstand a pressure of up to 0.7 to 0.8 MPa, and the pressure under the sea at the depth at which construction takes place is almost 1 MPa. This obviously requires a solution, and until this is solved, the actual underwater construction cannot begin. Once the construction ends, there will obviously be a breakthrough to solve the pressure problem, and this in turn will lead to China's infrastructure development standards increasing dramatically. They will surpass literally every other country in terms of engineering and infrastructure development. China's recent excelling in the construction of all sorts of engineering marvels and their engineering ways have caught the eye of many. The world was left stunned when China completed the construction of the SANYUAN bridge in Beijing in less than 2 days. The deconstruction of the old bridge and construction of the new one took place in 43 hours. Engineers around the world were left awestruck at China's ultra-fast construction. The world's longest cross-sea bridge, the HANGZHOU Bay Bridge, which is 36 kilometers long, took only 4 years to complete construction. China also has the world's longest bridge, the DANYANG-KUNSHAN Grand Bridge, which is 162.8 kilometers long. The construction of this bridge cost $8.6 million, and again took only 4 years. China has almost doubled the size of its high-speed line since 2015. Out of all the construction feats set forward and accomplished by China, this will undoubtedly be one of the hardest and the most impressive and astounding construction. This will add to China's economic development brought by its booming infrastructure. High-speed rail has dramatically shortened travel times to China and changed the country's lifestyle and economy. China's high-speed rail reached a total length of 40,000 kilometers by the end of 2021. This is the world's longest and most extensively used high-speed rail system, which accounts for about 2/3 of the world's high-speed rail network. According to reports, the fastest train is the Shanghai Maglev, which can run at a speed of 267 meters per hour. The Shanghai Maglev runs on an unconventional track, making it the first high-speed commercial magnetic levitation line or maglev line in the world. With all these out in the world for us to see, it doesn't take much else to prove that China is ranked first in the world for its railway strength. Building unexpected buildings and infrastructures have always been the Chinese way to go, and other countries in the world find it awfully difficult to top them. It seems like it's the American engineers' turn to show us what they've got doing. With that, we've reached the end of today's video. What do you think about China's new and amazing feat? Would you like to visit this undersea tunnel someday? Make use of the comments section down below and let us know. Be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time with more informative videos.